I'm a professional Counter-Strike 2 operator. I've played in international events in the highest domestic leagues here in North America. Today, I want to give you as much advice as I possibly can fit into this video on how you can find impact with the op and actually start upgrading your own gameplay, becoming a better player with this weapon. It's a very difficult weapon to use. At lower levels, it might be easy because people aren't flashing you off, throwing util, but at a high level, opping is actually the most difficult position other than maybe IGLing. Obviously, IGLs have it so tough, but that's besides the point. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about the op today. First, I do have to give you a message about how to get the juiciest, cleanest looking op skins in the game.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code, KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
Alright guys, so the first thing I want you to understand about the op is actually how valuable this is. When you have the op, you are literally the most valuable player in the server. This is not egotistical, this is just statistically true with how impactful this gun is. There is a reason it is $4,750. So with that being said, you need to understand how to play smart with the op, because if you are reckless, if you overpeak, if you're overconfident, if you're just running it down, this is not the weapon that you should be using. If we're going to be running it down, use rifles, use SMGs, because when we have this gun, we need to utilize it and play as properly as we can with it. So the first thing I want you to understand with this gun is how to play when the other team isn't going to have an op. So this is going to be when the other team is on eco, when they don't have enough to afford that op, or on maps where it just doesn't make sense. For Inferno, for example, a lot of times the T side might just not buy an op. One of my favorite things to do when I know they don't have an op is to just go for an aggressive mid pick like this and come down here and scope on T stairs. Why is this so good? Because this is a very favorable fight for me to take against rifles. And of course, sometimes people are going to be head glitching on you and it might be difficult, but that's where you just take your shot and fall. Which brings me into how you can actually find the most impact with the op. Regardless of how good or bad you are, this is going to upgrade every single player. Guys, wherever you take a shot on the map, be active. It's that simple. Write it down, be active. If I take a shot lane with the op here, what is the other team coming? Guys, he's opping lane. He's opping lane, right? So what am I doing? I'm instantly running around and I'm almost branching out. I have 3 different options that I can kind of do here. I guess 4 realistically, unlimited, who knows. One, guys, I might then go op into apps here. I might have a teammate that's a halls player and say, hey, can we get into a hall setup? And setups are going to be extremely vital for you succeeding, because you're good with the op, but if you have a teammate next to you that can unlock you and unleash you, you're going to farm. So I might say, hey, let's get into a hall setup now. And he's holding the right side, I'm holding the left side here, and boom, now this hall player thinks that I'm going to be opping lane side. So yeah, he's like, okay, maybe this guy might be boiler side, you know, he might be looking boiler, but I have some hall space. He just went for a mid pick. Boom. I get so many kills against great players because they try to exploit this information that the other team, or that their teammates just gave them, right? If you don't want to go halls, another great play is also just to run it back here, go our side. Or if you want to go next level, you shoot mid and then run all the way to B. Regardless of where you're starting, what you're doing, what map you're playing, shooting that gun, rotating out is extremely sick. One of the best things you can do is trading places with your teammates. So I get a pick on A, or you know, maybe I'm arch side and I don't really see much. They know my op is here. I might smoke brackets and walk my rotate. And once I get around here, I'm telling my teammates, like, well, I'm telling them from the beginning, but I'm like, hey, bro, let me op B, right? What do we see B? Oh, you know, we still have car control. No one's walked in yet. Okay, let me switch you. Boom. Now I'm scoped up here and I can actually find impact. A lot of the time, guys, it's going to be hard for you to get kills with the op if you're just playing so standard. And what is standard on Inferno? Sitting arch the whole round. If you're sitting arch the whole round, guys, you're going to make your life so hard for yourself, because what are they going to do? They're going to smoke off arch. They're going to flash it. They're going to do all these things, or, you know, they might just go B. And it becomes very hard to find impact because we're not actually actively positioning ourselves in areas where it's surprising to the other team. You should want to surprise them. You should want to actually catch them off guard, and so many of us are not doing that. Now, let me talk about a bad habit though that players get into because they hear something like that. Surprising the other team doesn't mean that I want you to play stupid. I don't want you ever to be playing very overcommitted positions. Guys, why would we ever op in a close copy like this? I see players doing this sometimes. It's not good. What benefit does opping here give you than even, you know, opping arch side or even right here? Sometimes you'll see me in here. This is a very committed position, but if I have a smoke, I actually don't think it's that bad because we can drop a smoke and dip out. We can do stuff. But guys, when we're in these overcommitted positions, we add pressure to ourselves. The last thing we want to do is add pressure. It feels so good when we're in angles and, oh, we get the shot. Okay, we missed. Boom, we run back to lane here. Boom, shoot, we miss. Okay, whatever. We come back here, shoot, miss, you know, and then now we start to feel a little bit of pressure. But when we can fall back and have these fallback plans, we're gonna relieve so much of that pressure, and it becomes so much easier. When we're just like playing like an idiot and, you know, just like throwing, it's so hard to play with the op, right? So close range angles, I get that it's a one-shot gun, but the reason they're so bad is like, say we get down here banana with the op, guys, sure, you might kill somebody when they walk in, but what's gonna happen? If there's a teammate next to them that's relatively close, you are so dead. Every time you have the op, you should have the ability to take your shot and at least fall back to new cover, right? Worst case, you fall back to one of these overcommitted positions after you've already taken your shots, but you should never start and put yourself in these positions. So let's briefly talk about fallback plans. Every single round, I am personally thinking of what I want to do, right? So I might go for an aggressive pick to condition the other team. We talked about conditioning on this channel. I might go for this all mid pick with that mid molly, make sure no one runs through, shoot there, run back. What's my next plan? Post here, shoot, fall, go back here. And I also want to briefly caveat, sometimes I might post on this, but I'm not sitting here until I get a shot, right? I'm just like posting here for 2 seconds. Okay, no one peeked me. Let's just go back to our next position. Boom, we're here. Okay, you know, maybe the round's developing. I don't really care about arch as much anymore. Maybe my teammate in hall side. And I'm like, shoot, I got to play a little more passive and hold lane and arch. So then I might pivot a little bit and, you know, kind of take over more responsibility. I might rotate into sight. So you don't always just have to wait till you get a kill to position around the map. Obviously, that's a very good thing that you can do, but don't feel like you have to get stuck in one spot, right? And have this internal timer inside of you when you're holding these angles. For one round, I might go for a mid pick. I might go for this angle. And boom, guys, nobody's swinging me, right? This is a very good line to hold if you can, to go for that pick. But say nobody's swinging me. After like 5 or 6 seconds, guys, I can't sit here anymore. Why? Because people could start to walk up they could start to boost in the window room and come through here. So understand when you're in some of these angles that you just literally need to fall at certain moments. And it's just very important that you're able to do that. Now, one mistake I see oppers making all the time too, and this literally just full circle back to the beginning of this video, is they don't understand the value of the op. Guys, as an opper, if you are in a retake situation, unless your team has a clear way to win the round, like, you know, if it's a 3v3 and we actually have util, we can go for it, do these things, then of course go in and try to win the round, right? But if you're on full HP and say it's like, you know, a 3v3 retake, one of the most valuable things that you can do is actually, one, use your util, flash for your teammates, get the riflers active. Like say there's a CT smoke here. They're like, dude, I hear two pull. Flash to the smoke for them, get them active. But generally, like, because of how valuable you are, unless the plan is literally to trade you and use you as just like a trading dummy, like a bot, guys, your value is going to come from posting on long range angles, right? Like flashing them through pool, scoping here, waiting for that smoke to fade. Oh, okay. Yo, last one's banana. It's a 2v1, right? Your teammate's on site. Be like, hey, bro, can you tap the bomb? He taps it. Now we post out and go for the kill. You're going to find more value in sticking back with the op and kind of holding the longer sight lines and letting your rifles do the dirty work in a lot of these situations. You know, same thing if you have to retake A, right? You know, we're not necessarily running in super aggressively at first. Say we're retaking from lane. We might just sit here and post on pit while our teammates walk up and take these fights. We'll flash from, do these things, and then we'll clean up and try to clutch with the one shot, one kill gun, right? And at the end of the day, guys, you cannot be afraid to save your op. One of the most frustrating things to face is against an opper who actually knows how to save his gun and develop that economy, because you know that you're gonna have to face him the next round. Sure, the T side might have won the post plant, like they you know, got all the kills, they planted the bomb, round's over. But because you didn't overcommit and you just sat here, oh, you know, we can't win the round, let me go save. And you come back here, go into church and save. Boom, 1 kill. Oh, they're still running me down. Okay, like, you know, use your util if you have to. You know, 2 kills, right? Those 2 kills go so far, and that op going in the next round, unleashes you. It allows you to go for aggressive plays. It allows you to be more dynamic. Way too many oppers are just throwing their life away and not understanding the value of the op. So it's very important. Guys, there's so much more stuff I can cover. I have 15,000 hours in this game. I've played, you know, internationally, like I said. I've played at ECL level here in North America. I've got so much experience with the op. I've learned so much things in FPL from other players in my league, from watching demos and just working with other players to develop my own craft. I want to keep teaching you guys. Hit that like button. Show me some love down in the comments and comment Team USA Kojamo. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's keep working hard. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.